So I wasn't sure about Army of Thieves in the beginning, but by the end of this movie it's actually really, really impressive. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing Army of Thieves, which is a prequel standalone heist movie set within the Army of the Dead universe, this time focusing on the Ludwig character. Now I wasn't sure about this movie in the beginning, however as it progressed it just got better and better, and by the end of this movie you're actually really invested in not only the plot but also the characters. And as you know how things are going to end up, as obviously this is a prequel movie to Army of the Dead, it does make things a little bit bittersweet as well. And also it is really, really impressive that they managed to film this entire movie during COVID times, as you wouldn't be able to tell, as it's just so impressive. It's got some wicked sequences, and you would have thought it was filmed before COVID, as it looks really, really impressive, and I cannot wait to break it down for you in this movie review. Like I said, the storyline of this movie focuses on the Ludwig character, and at first it shows how he's living a really mundane life as a bank teller and is really obsessed with cracking safes, and talks about this on YouTube, but unfortunately to no reception, until one day when he catches the eye of the Gwendolyn character, who is a jewel thief, and he ends up joining Gwendolyn and her heist crew as they try to crack 3 legendary safes. And the film then explores whether or not these group of characters are going to be successful in this, all of the infighting and all of the dynamics between these heist crew members, and also how all of these events are going to inevitably lead into the Army of the Dead movie. Now from a positives point of view, Army of Thieves is really, really intense and really tense, while the character is trying to crack open all of the safes, and all of the heist sequences look really, really cool. All of the misfit crew dynamics are really, really interesting, and it's really great to see another new group of misfit characters, but still having the Ludwig character being the connective tissue between the two movies. Speaking of the two movies, the distinctive style that they showed in the first movie is definitely prevalent here, especially when they go from scene to scene to scene. Those sequences are really, really cool. There are also really cool foreshadowing and flash forward moments between this movie and the other movie, and of course there are loads of twists and turns happening alongside this as well. However, from a negatives point of view, if you're expecting to see all of the zombies popping up in a very similar vein to how they did in Army of the Dead, then you are going to be a little bit disappointed. While there are a few splatters of zombies across this movie, it definitely is a heist movie. That being said, even though it is a heist movie, I wouldn't say it's in the same level as the Oceans franchise, and also I do feel like this movie definitely feels more of a streaming movie than a theatrical release movie, so you know it is well placed on Netflix, but you know, all in all, from a storyline point of view, it is actually pretty solid. So from a cast and characters point of view, like I said, just like the previous movie, it's really, really great to see a brand new group of misfit characters banding together to try to solve all of the heist missions in this movie, which is really, really great. So let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Matthias Schweighöfer, who is really, really great as he is returning as the Ludwig character. Now, neither this actor nor this character are the typical conventions of a leading male character, but that being said, even though this character can be a little bit annoying at points, I feel like he is really, really endearing, and you're really rooting for him, and he is pretty hilarious across this movie as well, and emotionally, you can really connect with this character across all of the things that happen to him across this movie, which is really, really great. Next up we have Nathalie Emmanuel, who is so brilliant and excellent as the Gwendolyn character. Super chilled, super calm, and super witty, and super smart as well. And at the same time, she's a really caring person. You can really see how emotionally she is able to connect with the Ludwig character and with the other group members within the heist crew, and I feel like she is a brilliant co-lead across this movie. Speaking of the other crew members, next up we have Stuart Martin, who is playing the Brad Cage character, somebody who is obsessed with Hollywood movies and Hollywood action movies and action stars, and really has made his own name up to embody some of those characters. And I feel like the way in which Gwendolyn is psychoanalyzing this character by the end of this movie is really, really interesting, especially when she's looking at how he's doing all of this to cover up some of his insecurities. I just thought was really, really interesting, and it's really great to see this character being part of this group, as he is definitely bringing the brute strength that you saw a lot of in Army of the Dead. Next up we have Guz Khan, who is playing the Rolf character. He is the getaway driver for the heist crew, and I feel like he's trying to be really, really funny. Some of this character's jokes land and some of them don't really land that well at all, I have to say. Next up we have Ruby Ophie, who is playing the Corina character. She is the hacker, and I feel like this character is really cool with how she is able to infiltrate all of the different systems and really help all of the different characters across the journey. And of course some of the sequences are not going to be that successful, so it really does add a lot of intensity to all of the heist missions. And then finally we have Jonathan Cohen, who is playing the Delacroix character, who is an Interpol agent that has been after Gwendolyn, Brad Cage and the entire crew for so many years, so it's definitely slowing all of these characters down and is somewhat the antagonist, even though he is a bit of a protagonist, against these group of anti-heroes, which is really interesting. And so from a cast and characters point of view, they actually work really well in this movie. So the visuals in Army of Thieves are actually really cool. They are a bit of a mixture of certain sequences that are pretty basic, but other sequences that are really elaborate, really cool. The heists definitely do get bigger and better as the movie progresses. And speaking of the movie progressing, you also get to travel across Europe, which is really awesome, and it really does make this movie really vibrant and really makes it pop, and I feel like it's really distinctive as well, whilst also being connected in terms of the look and feel that they did in Army of the Dead. So I feel like from a visuals point of view, this movie is actually really impressive. So from a comparisons point of view, I feel like Army of the Dead is a lot stronger than Army of Thieves. However, from a heist point of view, I don't feel like this movie is as good as the Oceans franchise or the Now You See Me franchise, which I just feel like are in another league from a heist point of view. However, that being said, I do feel like this movie is a lot stronger than Heist and Money Plane, and so from a heist point of view, I definitely put it in the middle. So overall, like I said, I wasn't sure what to think at the beginning of watching this movie. However, by the end of it, this movie totally won me over, and I thought it was really great from a plot and characters point of view. Like I said, I don't feel like it's as great as Army of the Dead or other better heist movies, but I do feel like it is still enjoyable as well. And especially to see this character returning and to see what happened to him before all of the events of Army of the Dead was really interesting, and I hope we do get to see this group of characters again one day in the future, as I know this cinematic universe is just going to get bigger and better. And like I said right in the beginning as well, it was also just really impressive the fact that they were even able to make this movie during COVID times. So for all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you thought of Army of Thieves, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.